Welcome to the Let's Talk Basic podcast, where girl talk about everything basic.
Join us as we sit down with a glass of wine and see where the conversation goes.
Kick back,
relax,
and get ready for the ultimate girls' night in.
I'm your host, Joanne.
And I'm Vanessa. All right, welcome back to the Let's Talk Basic podcast. Cheers.
Cheers. It's our Christmas edition. We're carrying on our December. Sorry, I'm just pouring the
It's
wine.
okay. She's filling up the glass today. Looks like she really needs it.
It's winter, okay?
Yeah, we're
It's
also getting
cold.
into the holiday spirit. So a nice glass of red wine will definitely help warm us up.
Yeah. So we're just continuing on our Christmas series. And today we're going to be talking about holiday traditions. Growing up, what kind of traditions we had, some traditions we carried on into our adult life. And we have a special guest with us today to talk about.
Guest. We finally convinced him to come on. We have Joanne's husband with us.
Tyler.
Tyler, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
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 I know you've been begging and dying to be on this podcast, so
Let's dial that back a second, okay?
you finally made the cut, and we thought that this would be the perfect episode for you to come join us
Because we had talked so much about how much we love white Christmases. So no holiday conversation would be complete without a bona fide white person.
I'm here for your entertainment pleasure.
Great. So let's begin. Let's talk about our childhood Christmas traditions. I think I'm going to kick us off. So when I was younger, we had a family tradition. So all of my uncles on my mom's side, we would rotate the house that we went to every single year. So we hosted one year, the next one will be at our aunt's and whatnot. And it would be very Asian, very potluck style because no one would actually want to make a meal. And usually at my Christmases, there'd be no turkey, no stuffing.
Never.
It's like sushi. Someone makes like a random like macaroni salad. And then there's always fried rice as well. And then a random fruit cake from the local Chinese bakery that says like, Merry Christmas in really ugly writing.
And like the gel.
Yes, the red gel.
Like ink or whatever.
And then like
gel frosting.
Exactly. And like the photo would be like a really badly drawn Christmas tree.
Or a Santa Claus.
Yes. That looks nothing like the Santa Claus. Yeah, so to sum it up, but it's always a great time because all of my cousins actually come, and that's also usually when they bring their girlfriends or their new girlfriends or whatnot to meet the family. So it's always a really, really fun time. But and so we have this tradition where we're so Asian. Every single cousin has to do basically a talent show. Before you are allowed to get your gifts. So
Pressure's on.
yeah, so my parents would make me practice the piano. So every single person would have to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
like it
how
was like
you're...
serious. You had to like
Oh,
practice.
you had to practice, and like you better be good because you don't want to be the worst kid, and your parents need to show you off, right? So
I love that your parents are involved with this too. Like they
Oh,
have stake in this.
Oh yeah, they take the time to choose the song, and then they're like, oh, really think that you should play 2-piece this year because I heard, Dick and your other cousin's gonna do like 3 pieces.
Damn Dick.
And the tradition is always to go from the youngest to the oldest. So I remember there's this one year, my sister and I have a huge age gap. So I think I want to say that my oldest cousin is probably in his like late 30s right now, so almost 40, like 38. My sister is still in second year university, so you can see kind of the age gap. And my sister had they made my sister perform when she was like 2 years old. She could barely walk or speak. But I think one year she like crawled across like this pad and everyone's like, yay! And that was her performance. Another one was like her singing. But for the most part, everyone played violin, the flute. They played the guitar or the piano. And after every single performance was done, then they go from the eldest to the youngest in terms of like my uncle. My uncle would be the oldest, and they would pass out the gifts like to each child, and they would call up your name. It's like a ceremony.
There's like so much Asian in this story. Like with the whole respect of the elders, to like the competition of comparing children.
So what did you do to compete? What was your top thing that you did? What was your top talent that you brought?
So the thing with this family talent show is that you don't want to be the worst, and you also don't want to be at the top.
Well, why don't you want to be at the top?
Because then they would ask for more. So one time, one of my cousins doesn't play any of the instrument, like shame to the family. Like doesn't play, like it's a running joke in the family that, you know, how come you're Asian and you can't play the piano? So we were like, hey, well, you still have to perform. And he did like a stand-up comedy.
Oh no.
It was just so bad. And then he just got roasted, and every time we see him at his wedding day, we also talked about it. And it's just, you don't want to be the worst one. The best is just that you're coasting, you know, just play the regular song, the piano. You don't want to stand out too much, and because your other cousins are going to egg on you and be like, really? You like really had to show us up? But that tradition has ended now because everyone, when we're all adults and we're not doing this anymore. And the gifts kind of got worse and worse every year. So we're like, there's nothing to work towards anymore. So that is one family tradition of mine.
So you still haven't told me what your talent was, though.
I played the piano.
What songs did you play?
I played Moulin Reflections.
Oh. That's a good one.
Nice. Yeah. It's a classic. It's the only thing I know how to play.
Did you sing to it too?
No, you don't want to sing. I'm like usually 8 octaves lower when I'm singing. So it's just like me reading the words. But the year that I played Moulin, my cousin kind of, this is another thing. So we live in a semi-detached home. So our walls were together. So we could hear each other practicing the piano. So one year my mom's like, oh, Dickon over there is playing Lion King. You gotta do like something Disney. And that's why we came up with that piece. Yeah.
That's intense.
It's really intense.
There's like spying involved and like...
It's a stressful Christmas.
That is stressful.
Yeah.
A lot of people find stress in the holidays, but man, that ratchets it up to a whole nother level. You're really pitting kids against each other further.
Pretty much. And that's, I don't know, it's just very, like you said, it's like everything about my family tradition is so Asian. You take the fun, you suck it out of it. You just take the fun and you suck it out of it. Yeah. The food is not good. The presents aren't great, but you got to perform because they're like, well, we can't afford entertainment, so let's just, have our kids entertain us. And that was pretty much it. Yeah. But you know what? I think it makes, looking back at it now, it does make for really great memories and good laughs. So I appreciate that they did that.
Nice.
I mean, I can go with mine because there's not much more to add to that.
You had talent shows.
No,
too?
I did not have talent shows. Oh my God. But like Christmas is always kind of like the same. Like sometimes there may be turkey, but usually it's like a chicken from Loblaws or Costco.
Yep.
There's like the potato salad.
Oh yeah, that potato salad in the plastic container.
Straight from the plastic container. You don't even like reserve it in another bowl or anything. There's always the sushi platter.
Yeah, always. It's classic.
Yeah. And then there's like random like chashu.
Yep. Of course.
And like the roast pork maybe.
Yeah.
So my family always did the hosting. And that's partially also because it's my birthday.
Right.
So they just decided to double up and call it my birthday party.
Oh.
So it would be on both sides of my family. They would come over. And my mom would usually like prepare the spread. We would have like all the elderly people, like my grandparents and stuff, playing mahjong in the morning. And like,
Oh yeah, mahjong.
yeah, that's pretty key. So from like 12 o'clock to like 7 o'clock was like mahjong time.
Yeah.
There'd be karaoke in the basement.
Wow.
The cousins would start arriving around like 6 o'clock, right? Like the families would start
So
coming.
is this Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
This is Christmas Day.
Christmas Day,
Yeah. Dinner would happen. And then at like 9 o'clock, it'd be like, okay, it's Joanne's birthday now.
Let's switch the banner to Merry Christmas
There's
to
no
Happy
banner.
Birthday.
There's just a special cake. There's the Christmas cake where it says Merry Christmas, and then there's the Happy Birthday cake.
Nice.
And then all the cousins would be like, oh yeah, it's your birthday. I forgot. Every year.
Oh.
And then that would be it. It would be like that little time they would sing happy birthday, and then it would be Christmas.
Do you get double the presents or
No, that was never a thing. And I want to do another episode on like holiday celebrations, because I want to rant about
You can
December
rant to us.
birthdays. It is tough. It's tough having a Christmas birthday. You know, you don't get double presents. You don't get like...
Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Listen.
Whoa.
You get double presents.
Okay, now I do. Because
Yeah.
now I'm part of a white family.
They're more considerate.
But your parents don't get your brother birthday presents either.
I know,
They
it's
don't
true.
get anybody birthday presents.
Well, okay, that might be part of it too. But growing up, I would only get one present.
Okay.
Yeah. Like my brother would have his own birthday party with his friends and like things like that. He would actually get presents for it. I would get combined presents.
Yeah, okay.
It's like very Asian. They're like, oh yes, buy one get one free.
Yeah.
They're like
the
bonus.
Asian aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Tyler,
Yeah.
do you have
I
any
wanna
family
hear about
traditions?
yours.
So are you just looking for like past family traditions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like family traditions when
Yeah.
you were younger.
When we were younger, yeah, it was always going to the grandparents' house on both sides. So we'd have like one day where we'd go to the grandparents on my mom's side, and another day we'd go to the grandparents on my dad's side. So that was always fun to have the extended family together, like the whole everybody together, all the cousins and stuff. On my mom's side, I got a lot of cousins who are my age, like around my age, so it was always a ton of fun. We'd always open our presents and play with them, like right there.
You were
It was
allowed
like-
to open your presents on the day of?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
is this? It was the part. That was the party. You go to the party and you open your presents.
See, that's Asian people won't do that.
Why? What do you do?
We open it on the 26th.
So you take it home
Yeah, we take all the presents
on the
home.
20. You take it. You open them up on Boxing Day
Yeah.
on the 26th.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we were not allowed to open anything until the 26th.
But that's not even Christmas anymore.
Yeah. We were
Oh,
just
I
not
don't
allowed.
know. I opened it on the 25th.
Yeah, we were only allowed to open one present on the 25th. And then we opened the rest on the 26th. Is that a weird thing? Did my parents trick me?
I think they just missed Christmas most years then.
Oh, okay.
They might have just gone out on Boxing Day in the morning and bought you something.
Oh, great. I didn't even know.
They collected everybody's presents and then like just added their names.
Yeah. No, it was great. I had these two parties always like every year with like cousins, and they were usually before Christmas.
Okay.
So they were kind of like before Christmas, and then Christmas Eve it was just hanging out with the family. And since for probably about I don't know, long time now, we pretty much watch the same movies every
Yes.
single year.
Yeah.
Right. So
What are those movies?
So first one is my favorite. It's a classic, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay, never watched it.
What's,
Have
It's-
you? Well, now I do.
I just want to watch it every year now.
But I never did before.
Oh, it's incredible.
was-
It's
okay.
the Muppets doing, a Christmas Carol.
I've never watched The Muppet.
Me neither.
How have you never
Okay.
watched the Muppets? The
Okay.
Muppets are honestly the best
Sure.
thing in the world. Watch the Muppets.
I think
It'll
it's
change your life.
I think it's a white thing.
It's so white.
No one.
I mean,
watches
like, I don't
Muppets.
know. Like, my brother
Yeah, your brother knows the Muppets.
it. He
likes
knows them, but I've never watched them. Like,
them.
it
Oh
was
my
never
God.
a
Muppet
thing.
Treasure Island, another classic.
No.
Muppets in Space. Come on.
Never.
What was the thing that you were saying? Fraggle Rock or something?
Yeah, Fraggle Rock. Like
What is that?
That's
Never-
like
yeah.
like Jim Henson Studios.
No.
Like
I know,
Sesame Street.
I
They're
know.
Muppets.
I watched Sesame Street.
I Okay, well that's another story because I was just a fob, so I didn't even understand English when all that happened. So I tried to blend in. I'm like, oh yeah, Big Bird, and then I
but I never cared that much about Sesame Street either. Like I didn't get it.
Oh, once we're done, we're gonna watch Muppets now because now that's yeah, oh yeah. So
Okay.
So then we watch those. Funny enough, a lot of times we would also eat Chinese food.
No way.
It was Christmas Eve. It was a Christmas Eve because nobody wants to cook.
Yeah.
Like we used to go to we'd go to church and stuff on Christmas Eve. So and my mom would always she'd be singing. So my dad didn't know how to cook.
Yeah.
So we'd order Chinese food, but we'd order the whitest Chinese food that we could find.
Chicken balls.
Oh yeah, and it's just the best.
It's almost kind of funny because I feel like our Christmases is the time when we get the most white food.
Yeah.
It's the most Chinese white food that we can get.
Yeah,
that's very, very true.
We'd always order from Mandarin or another spot like that.
That's funny.
And so we'd go to church and then come back and watch the movies, eat Chinese food. It was always good. Or Indian food, because growing up in Brampton, there's lots of good Indian food sold. That was the other kind of spot. And that's more of a recent thing that we started doing is the Indian food.
Okay.
But, and then hang out Christmas Eve, go to bed, and then wake up the next day. I would always wake up at 4 a.m. because I was fired up. I was psyched for Christmas morning. When I was young, I couldn't sleep. I literally couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I was so excited. And that was up until about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I still get pretty excited. I still really enjoy it. And now my sister, she's the one who she wakes up still early. She's still a bit younger than me. Aww. And she gets up pretty early and tries to get us up. And then we make breakfast and we open some presents.
You make breakfast together?
Yeah,
no, I feel like you make breakfast.
Yeah, I kind of do it. Me and my sisters kind of make breakfast. We'll do bacon and eggs and stuff. We open presents, do the bacon and eggs. That's it.
And then what do you do for the rest of the day? You just hang
play
out?
with your toys. What else are you gonna do? You just play with toys. You put a Christmas movie on, you play with your toys, and now usually we'll go to Joanne's, probably her aunt and uncle's in the afternoon to do some Christmas Day stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys have Christmas pajamas or?
Not really. Last year we did sweaters.
We did the ugly Christmas sweaters.
Ugly Christmas sweaters.
I have pajamas. I have my Christmas pants that I wear, and I got them 5 years ago from Sears.
Nice.
And they are the softest Christmas pants, but once it's the week of Christmas, I will wear them everywhere. I'll wear them out. I'll wear them
even out?
Yeah, it's so ugly.
I need to see them. I haven't seen them.
Really?
No, I've never seen you wear them.
Oh my gosh, it's really ugly.
Okay.
But I love them. They're so soft.
Okay, I need to see them. What about traditions with, friends now that you guys are adults? Anything that you guys can recall?
I have, again, my birthday's Christmas, so I have my tradition of going out on the Boxing Day at night, and we used to call it Croc Rock Boxing Day. Because we would go down to Croc Rock.
That was early on when we started dating was one of the first nights that we kind of went. I don't even know if we were dating.
No, okay,
that first one that we went out.
The tradition, how it started was actually when my friends met Tyler's friends for the first time, and we went to Croc Rock of all places.
It sounds like a lot of friends. It was 2 of my friends and 2 of your friends.
Yeah, it was a small group.
It was 6. It was 6 of us.
That's so funny.
And we went to Croc Rock, and there was nobody there. The entire bar was empty. I've never seen it like that, except for one table of cougars in the back corner.
Yeah. So for those of you who've never been to Croc Rock, it's a pub in Toronto. It's really, really cheap beers. What is it, $2.50 or? Yeah, $2.50 beers. So you can get a lot and you can get really, really hammered. I've definitely been blacked out there. Actually, I got kicked out, couldn't even get in, but that's another
birthday.
That's another story, but it's known to be a cougar bar.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's kind of the history of it a little bit, right? I don't know. Is it anymore?
I think, totally.
I don't
you think
know
so?
if it is. I feel like it's almost really young now.
Yeah, every time I go there, it's all young people now.
Yeah.
I think in the summers, rooftop, all the university and college students go there for the cheap beer, but for the majority of the time, I feel like in the main floor, it's a lot of cougars.
Yeah, you always see a few. There's always a few lingering around.
Yeah.
No, it's a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was almost 10 years ago that tradition started.
Yeah, and that night that bar was empty.
Yeah.
There was 10 people in the bar, and it's a big bar.
Yeah. But it was actually a lot of fun because we got pretty rowdy. We started dancing with strangers on an empty dance floor. It was just like a lot of fun.
But I feel like the last couple of years that we've been, it's been a lot more packed.
It's been super packed.
Yeah.
I have never seen it that empty in the 10 years. So we've gone through a whole circle of every day of the week. Well, I don't think we'll ever see it in that state again, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's a good Christmas memory, actually.
Yeah. For my sister and I, we have a tradition that we wake up. So because my parents don't really do presents anymore. I think when she was younger, we spent a lot more effort into presents. And right now, I think it's just small little stocking stuffers, PJs, little slippers and stuff like that. So there's nothing really to open. But for my sister and I, we get up on Christmas Day. So her and I are the ones that are in charge of preparing dinner for our family at night. And what we do is we drink Bailey's coffee in the morning. We start there, and then we watch Home Alone 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you go right through.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's that's the equivalent to your Muppets. So we watch that every single year. We have the DVDs versions of them. So we actually have the videotapes of them, and now we've upgraded to the DVDs. So it's been a tradition for a while now. But Home Alone is such a classic. Mm-hmm. And Home Alone 1 will always forever be my favorite one out of the 4.
Yeah, I think for my friends, we have our Secret Santas. So there's at least 3 groups I do Secret Santas with. And with one group, we do Secret Santa, and then we do Minute of Madness.
Ooh, what's that?
So it's a game where after you do the whole switching of gifts, you roll a dice, and if you roll a 7, 11, or a double, you have to switch. You're forced to switch, and you have a minute, so it goes really fast, and people get really into it because there's always one gift that they're hoping to get, and it's so miserable when somebody takes it away from them. And then the last 10 seconds, it gets really intense. So we've been doing that for a few years, and even this year, we're guys, are we going to do it again this year? We're all grown. And our budget is $30. So you can't buy much with $30 either. But it was kind of funny because our friends were well, we can't miss Secret Santa Minute of Madness. It's the single best moment in our holiday.
It's the single best minute.
Yeah. And then with my brother and I, we try to do this tradition where we don't open any gifts or as many gifts as possible, and we bring it up to open together.
Oh, that's cute.
So usually because with Tyler's family, we open the gifts immediately. Most of my gifts are opened already for the year because nobody else really gets many gifts now. My parents don't really get gifts, and my girlfriends do the Secret Santa and stuff. Yeah. So it's really mostly my brother and I trading our own gifts.
Yeah.
But as much as possible, we try to keep them to open in front of each other.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And do you do it on Christmas Day as well?
Yeah. So now that I'm with Tyler's family, I'll bring them to Tyler's families and then kind of carry them into the dinner portion, and then we'll open it there.
Nice.
But yeah.
Cute.
That one, I don't know.
That's
I don't know if it's a worthwhile one.
No, that is
a lot
cute,
of work.
though. Anything for you?
Yeah, we still we'll still get together with my mom's side.
Yeah.
Of a family, and we'll do kind of the same kind of thing, the secret, or I guess Dirty Santa. I guess is the
there's so many different
versions of it. Yeah.
What's a Dirty Santa? Is that the
one
same?
where you can steal, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or
so
Chris
it's you get a number.
Is it Chris Kringle? Is that what it's called too?
Yeah, or White Elephant.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those. So what it used to be it was started with just when there was just the adults in the family. So it was the grandparents and then 4 kids and their spouses. So it was 10 people. Mm-hmm. Started it, but then as the cousins started getting older, when you turned 14 or 15, whatever, you could join the adult game.
Oh, okay.
But now we're at 25 people in the adult game.
Yeah.
So it's just there's more adults than there are kids now.
Yeah.
So that just becomes madness every year. Yeah. And really it just takes way too long now.
Yeah.
But it's still great every year. We look forward to that.
Yeah. And you have a t-shirt.
Yeah, we have there's a gnome.
Okay.
Every year somebody has to pack a gnome and a t-shirt. And it's the same gnome and t-shirt that goes around. So somebody will end up with it at the end. And you got to bring it back next year. And that's your gift to kind of bring in.
Oh.
And it's I survived. this is going to sound really weird, but my mom's maiden name is White. So I survived White Christmas. Whatever year, they put the year on it. And,
A white Christmas.
It's pretty.
yeah, I love a White Christmas. So it was like, Christmas has always been big on like kind of the white side of my family, just because
Which side is that?
my mom's side. No, but my grandpa, who's no longer with us, unfortunately, but he was really into it. I loved my grandpa, but he could be a bit grumpy sometimes.
Yeah.
But around Christmas, he was like the cheeriest guy of all time. Like
Like you.
Yeah. He grew up like into the Depression and didn't have a lot. So whenever Christmas came around, he'd get like a small gift or whatever, but he loved it. And like he carried that through like his entire life. And I think that's kind of come through like with my mom. Like she gets really excited about Christmas. So she's still like way over the top.
Yeah.
It does too much. Now it's kind of come down and like, I think we're probably way over the top. Now we can't find a way to scale back, which is really bad, but I still like
No,
it.
keep
Loves
it
presents,
going.
yeah.
I know, it's amazing. So,
Yeah.
like, doing Christmas with his family, the opening gifts usually takes like 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, okay, it is not that long.
It's like 6 a.m. to like
It's
11.
not 6 a.m.
It's like 6 a.m.
So we start with the stockings, right? You got to do the stockings first.
I'm amazed that you guys have stockings. Like, see, I'm jealous about that. Like,
Stockings are the stockings are great.
Asian
Stockings
people,
are awesome.
Asian people don't give you things like that.
No. I did not know that presents go in the stockings. Like, I thought
What?
they were just... I thought
You thought they were just empty?
I thought they were just decoration that you put over the
It's
fire.
because we were an Asian household. Our parents are like, oh, here's some salt.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, until I joined his family. And they're like, oh, we made you a stocking. I'm like, oh, cool. And then Christmas, there's like gifts inside.
You're like, what is this? I was born in the wrong family.
Seriously.
Honestly, though, it's the difference between living like Christmas and in a Chinese household and in a white household is so dramatically different. Because when I asked my parents, I'm like, hey, like, let's get into the spirit. Let's put up the Christmas tree. They're like, why? Yeah. They're like, you're not home. Kelly's not home. And, you know, it's kind of a waste of space, and then we'll have to take it down. And then I'm like, you guys are so, like, not fun.
Yeah.
Right? They just kill everything. And then a couple years ago, I bought this really nice, like, kind of like plaid Christmas tablecloth that, like, I really like. I really enjoy decorating in general. So I bring some of it to my parents' house, and I bought the tablecloth and a really cute kind of like snowman cookie holder, right? My parents just fucking killed the vibe and was like, we don't eat cookies. I was like, this is just going to collect dust. Like,
Have you showed your parents the Grinch? Have they seen the Grinch? How the Grinch stole Christmas? You should show them that.
Like, I put on the cloth and he's like, you know, this is really not practical because you can't wash this cloth and it's gonna get dirty. And I'm like, you guys suck. And we have, surprisingly, we have this one set of plates that we only use during Christmas.
Oh.
And I'm actually surprised that they didn't throw them out because it's not practical. They're really, really heavy. And they're from Royal Dalton, so they're like really like
fancy porcelain-y.
Yeah. It's like it's the whitest as they get. Like it's it's like I'm pretty sure we got them on sale, or else they would not go for it.
Or they got it as a gift.
Yeah. They're like, oh, I guess
it was definitely a wedding present.
Yeah. Oh, it was so weird. But so my parents are not really into Christmas. So seeing you guys, like, you know, with the stockings and, you know, opening gifts for 4 hours, like, my parents would be like, I'm out after the first 15 minutes. And then be like, don't forget to get all the wrapping paper in the garbage. Like, they really just kill it for me. Now I'm sounding like
I know,
sad.
now you sound like me about my birthday.
But I guess, like, the great thing about all of this is, though, because of how we grew up and, like, how hopeful we are for hopefully our children not to have the same experience we had, that we'll make more of an effort for Christmas, I think, or I hope.
Listen, I don't hate the competition idea, but I just don't want to do it. That's fine. I like it for my kids, though. I don't mind pitting my kids against other kids. I'm just glad I didn't have to do it. I think it could be very entertaining. As an adult, though, it could be very entertaining, right? Your parents are probably just laughing at these stupid kids. These kids have to do all this stuff. Like your parents are having a great time with that.
Yeah, like
right? It's miserable for the kids, but when you're an adult,
terrible because you have to practice. Yeah, like before you went to dinner.
But think of us now. How fun would that be?
That's true.
It's pretty fun, right? Like you gotta think about it from a different perspective now, a different time of life. Now it's fun to pit kids against each other.
It's basically torturing your kids, like getting
torture. It's
getting a little 6-year-old kid to recite a poem on Christmas.
I like that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with
It's like a little Christmas concert that you have, a little private Christmas concert.
Yeah, that's what they pinned it sold it as.
Yeah, and then they make fun of you like behind you. Like it's good.
It's bad because and there's also like photography. Like they're really into
recording it, of course,
it and like making sure that every act had a photo, and then for every time you went up to like get your present, you would have to stop and get a photo. It's literally like a ceremony, right? And then it goes, when you take the family portraits, it's like always the eldest one. Eldest family goes first. And my mom's the youngest one, and we always get shot on, so we always get the last of everything. Or like my sister always has to perform first because she's the youngest one. So everything's just wacky,
We make my youngest sister hand us presents.
Yeah.
She loves doing that.
She loves it, though. It's great.
I feel like she's just trying to move things faster.
Just to get to her presents again. Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Other than that, it's just, we'll usually do Christmas Eve at my family's place, and then Christmas Day at your family's. Your parents are always... Boxing Day and then your birthday. But your parents are always gone for Christmas.
Yeah.
They always peace out. They're like... They're in Asia. They're living their life like it's...
They're like, it's Joanne's birthday. Let's leave the country.
For some reason, every year, Christmas is like, we're going to be away. I'm like, really? It's Christmas and my birthday.
They're like
yeah, it's cold.
You're married now.
Other than that, I think it's like fighting about when to put up the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
When is the right time?
You have to wait till Remembrance Day is done. That's the rule, right? Wait till Remembrance Day is done.
When is that? November
11th.
Oh yes.
You wait till that's done, and then you can do it. One thing at a time. Every holiday, like Remembrance Day is not a holiday.
For me, once it gets cold, like after Thanksgiving, I'm ready to put up the tree. Like, I will still remember Remembrance Day, but I just want to have pretty lights.
Everything should have its place, and place and time.
Yeah, I'm pretty much ready right after Halloween.
Yeah. No, you gotta wait till Remembrance Day.
I'm definitely, even before Halloween, like Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, I'm like, it's good to go. It's cold now. I need to, snuggle up.
It's such a, it's the season.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, my thing, and it might sound, maybe it's a little bit influenced by my parents, but look, you can only put up the tree for x amount of time.
I know,
right? So
but that's what makes it special.
But why don't you enjoy it more?
Longer.
Because then you won't enjoy it as much. You gotta...
You will.
No. You gotta really kind of make sure that it's in a time frame, and you really enjoy that time frame. Because if you keep spreading it out, then it goes on all year, it's not as special, and it's...
No.
Yeah.
I'm the kind so after Halloween, so November 1st to February. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I think it's time because it's almost spring now.
I think November 12th is a fine day.
Okay.
Fine day.
And so when do you take it, when do you take down the tree?
It depends how lazy we are. Okay. That's more what that comes out. There's no hard and fast rule with that. It's just how lazy we are.
Can I tell you, this just brings back a really, really funny moment. So I went to my friend's house. He lives in Richmond Hill. Obviously, he's Asian.
Obviously.
He lives in Richmond Hill. It's like Markham, Richmond Hill. You would assume that he would be Asian. And we went to his parents' house just on a fine July afternoon. And then I'm like, yo, why is your Christmas tree out?
Oh, that's like my family too.
And then he's like, oh, we just never took it down. And they're like, well, we're almost getting to the point where it's too close to like take it down because we have to put it back up in a couple of months. And I'm like, that's taking it a little too far, but that's also like, I feel like a very Chinese things to do as well.
That's like my family. Like we left our Christmas tree up, I think, for 2 years.
No.
And then eventually...
You look like you're
Go on.
And then eventually my mom just, we had like a fake fig tree, I guess. She just started decorating the fig tree. There's like lights and stuff. And now she just leaves the Christmas lights on the fig tree all year round.
Any new family traditions that you guys have started? I guess in terms of something that my boyfriend and I started a couple years ago, since we started dating, was collecting little ornaments in different places that we would visit on holidays. And we have a little one from Italy, like Murano glass. They're really famous for that. So we got a little Christmas tree there. And then we got a small one from Portugal, and also like a little helicopter one for in New York.
Cute. I love that.
So we really like it. It's pretty cute, and always like trying to find like one little, because when you're like on vacation, you're wanting to buy souvenirs and whatnot, you kind of want to make them a little bit more meaningful. We personally think that it's probably a little bit better than the magnets that people do.
Those are fighting words. We're magnet people. We like the magnets.
It's not that
we tried to be ornament people too, though. But...
You know what? Too stush.
Yeah.
I don't like the ornaments. We're magnet people.
Here's the thing. I have nothing against
Well,
like...
it sounds like you do. It sounds like you got something against the magnets.
Here's the thing. So I have nothing against magnets or keychains, for that matter. But
we're not keychain people, so we're fine.
But
with
like
that.
you only have like, you know, that many pairs. You can only have one keychain.
Yeah.
Right? So when people are constantly buying keychain, we're like, oh great, and now where am I gonna hang this? You know?
Yeah.
So and then for the magnets, I think part of it is just because I don't like the messiness on the fridge for the magnets. I don't see magnets.
We like it. We
I
like
don't.
magnets.
I actually don't. I just checked out your fridge. There's no magnets on there.
Yeah, okay. But that's because, like, the front of our fridge isn't magnetized.
Okay, well,
but
that
we
defeats
used
the
to, on
purpose.
our old fridge, we used to collect them all, and they used to be all there.
Okay.
Now we have, like, a little sliver on the side where you can add them.
Sorry.
I think after we moved, I think we like lost them all too. So I have no idea.
I
what the magnets are anymore.
We, like, looked at the slide, and we're like, okay, we can't put them all up on this. And then we just hid the box, and now it's, like, lost forever.
So you guys are not magnet people anymore.
We would if we could be. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we still try to look for magnets when we go.
We think it's a good idea, and I just don't think we end up buying one.
Yeah.
But we like to think we're magnet people.
Okay.
We try to be.
In our hearts, we're still
We're staying
magnet
magnet
people.
people in our hearts.
Well, maybe you guys can be ornament people.
Well, every year at Christmas, we always take like a Polaroid picture.
Oh.
So that's what we do every year. We back when we first started dating, it was in Joanne's condo. So we had like a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree. We didn't
So
have a full
cute.
Christmas tree.
Was it a real one or like
No, like a little fake
one
one,
with
yeah.
like little like dinky ornaments. And
Yeah.
stuff. So we'd take the Polaroid there,
So
and now we
cute.
have a real tree, and we kind of do that every year. So that's kind of our
Yeah.
Christmas tradition
I
now.
always forget about that.
That's so
No.
cute. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you know where those pictures are?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. They're in
because you can't reenact them
Yeah,
now.
I know.
You better have them.
It's actually really hard to take selfies on a Polaroid. So,
yeah.
like, a lot of times it's just, like, a blow-up of our face and, like, one little ornament in the background.
We'll take about 8 each year before
Yeah.
we get one. We're like, okay, I'm just bored now.
Yeah.
They're never great, but you try.
That's cute. You guys should get. I feel like I've seen. So you guys could be Polaroid ornament people, because I've actually seen.
Don't try and change us.
No!
Don't try and change who we are.
No, because I've seen ornaments where you can put the Polaroids in there. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So you guys could be Polaroid ornament people.
That would be really gross to have an entire tree of our picture.
You don't need that many pictures of yourself on a tree. You're like,
There was us in
kinda tacky.
2017. There's
That would be really disgusting, actually. I'm really grossed out by the thought of it. Like, every year pulling it back up and be like, where should we put 2018?
just like every year we just get a bit fatter. It's kind of sad, actually.
Oh my
I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
All right. Okay, so we covered childhood traditions, Christmas traditions with our family, friends, and also new family traditions for you married couples. I think. Do we have anything else to add? Any more traditions we'd like to talk about?
I like one more tradition that actually Joanne's family does.
Okay.
Okay, so one of her aunts always on Christmas Day when we go over there, she holds a little riddle competition.
Okay.
Okay, which is great. She'll come out with a bunch of riddles or some jokes or something if you can answer the riddles, or she gives you money.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so how much are in the red pockets?
It's usually like $5 in the red pockets or something.
$5.
But it's great.
It adds
But then
up,
she's
man.
like,
Yeah.
there's like a special like ultimate competition where it's like $20 or
Whoa.
something. And sometimes if you come up with your own riddle, you get money.
Yeah, you got to bring your own joke, and like
Yeah.
if you bring your own joke, you get money. Like there's a lot of ways to make money. It's great. And like when Joanne's like, I get Red Pocket for like everything. Like, I just show up to family dinners and like I get Red Pockets. It's fantastic.
Red
It's
Pocket.
great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's Christmas you get a lot of Red Pocket, but throughout the year I like Red Pockets all the time. It's fantastic.
I know. My family is not supposed to give that much Red Pocket, but for some reason, like every time they see him, they're like, oh, yeah, it's time for you to get a Red Pocket.
Maybe they're just implying that you need more luck in your life.
Oh, is that what it is?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm very
Whatever it is, I'll
okay.
take
Yeah,
it.
whatever
Yeah, I'm in.
it is.
I think you just have this jolly look. They're like, he deserves one. That guy right there.
I feel like
He's a
it'd
good
be
sport. I think that's what it is. You're a good sport. It's like, thanks for letting us torture you. Or make fun of you.
They do like to tease me.
Yeah.
That's true.
Did you get money for belly dancing?
No, they didn't give me money for belly.
It was
I
like
heard
my
about
mom's
this.
birthday, and so we went to like a Middle Eastern restaurant called Jerusalem, and like at it they have belly dancing where a belly dancer comes out and like people start putting money like into her dress or into her costume.
Oh, so these are women.
This is
Okay,
like it's a woman.
Yeah.
But then she'll like come around and like try to encourage the crowd to dance.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
she kept coming around to like our table, and my family's like, Tyler. So like always being the good sport and trying to impress my family, he like goes up and belly dances.
But I keep getting Red Pox, so I'm just gonna keep doing it.
I can imagine Joanne's family all taking out their iPads and iPhones and like just taking videos and
There was a lot of
photos.
videos of that.
There was a lot
And they're
of
like,
videos.
ah! Oh, that's so funny.
I feel like we need to do an episode on your perspective of dating
Yeah.
an Asian person.
Joanne and I always talk about, like, well, I'm always envious about your Christmases and kind of Thanksgivings as well.
Yeah, so am I. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, and then, but I feel like, I think Tyler kind of disclosed a lot of benefits of dating an Asian woman as well.
There's a ton of benefits. I mean, Red Pocket is just one of the many.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's high. It's up there.
I mean, money wins.
Money's first.
Money talks. Money talks.
Red Pocket talks.
Yeah.
So
I mean, stockings or red pocket?
Oh, stockings are great though.
my mom does an excellent stocking.
Yeah.
And my mom still does the stockings. Is that sad? And my mom still mostly
Can
does
I?
them.
Okay, so I've never actually, this is going back now, but I've never received a stocking.
What you need to do, Vanessa, is
What?
just send your family away.
Yeah.
And I'll tell my mom, Vanessa's alone for the holidays.
Oh.
You can come, and she would do a stocking for you. Oh, she'd go all out. Like, you,
Wait,
It's
but
incredible.
Can
But
you-
then she'll never leave.
my family's away again. It's like, wait,
would do a
so
stocking for
what? So what are in those stockings? Like when you receive a stocking, like what's inside?
Oh my gosh, there's candy, there's lottery tickets.
Whoa,
there's
lottery tickets.
magazines. Honestly, I don't know how she fits all this stuff in the stocking
Yeah.
because there is so much in there. There's scrunchies. I got a Swell water
Whoa,
bottle in my stocking
what?
one year. Yeah.
That's like a present on its own.
No, it's amazing.
How much should she spend on these stockings? Like,
It's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
My mom is crazy. Like, she
Yeah.
kind of goes
I
a
mean,
bit overboard.
we've kind of helped out now where she fills up half the stocking and we fill up the other half for each other.
I'm going to vote this year that she goes back and just does it all. I'm going to try and push that because she's better at it.
She's gonna listen to this episode.
Oh, I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Does this mean I'm getting a stocking this year? Please listen to it. If you're listening, free for Christmas. I'll be at home waiting. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a stocking, guys. If I get a stocking, I'll show you everything that's in there.
We'll do a video.
Unboxing of my stocking. Oh, that would be the best.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find that what it sounds is like, it's like, you know, those FabFitFun boxes?
Yeah.
In a stocking.
It is.
Yeah.
It is like that. It's incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's good.
I'm
you get
really
like
jealous.
quality things in this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Joanne, can you do an unboxing for us of your stocking?
It's too embarrassing. No.
I can't
get
because the
judged.
entire
No.
family will be there watching this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will continue to hope that I receive one, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You did an incredible job, and thanks for sharing your Christmas traditions with us.
Thanks for letting me share. It was fun.
Cheers.
Cheers. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for listening to the Let's Talk Basic podcast. For more exclusive content, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Basic.